are you? I'm Pia. Almost 2 months ago, I finished writing my first draft of the book that I'm currently working on, and I worked on that all through June 2022. I wrote all my book. And if you missed my vlog where I vlogged basically I think every day of me writing the first draft, make sure to check that out. So if you're new, I am writing a young adult contemporary romance and it's set at Christmas. That's about all I'm giving you at the moment. Once I feel comfortable to share more, I totally will. I have since then, I didn't open it back up until the first week of August. I decided to give it some breather time to let it sit, let it marinate in my head and not touch it for about a month. As I have like learned and like garnered from a lot of other writers who also do that. So I was like, that seems smart. I like it. While I was waiting kind of to get back into my writing project, I made sure not to look at it or whatever, but I did start making a list of the things that I already know I want to change or add, things that I just know need more attention, problems that I think need to be resolved, or like things that I want to do differently. So I started making that list. I call it rewrite number 1 to-do list. And it's like 2 pages long at this point. Honestly, some of it is like quotes. I was like, oh, I really want this piece of dialogue or exposition, and it just came to me and I really want to write it down. Or I was like, this needs to be said like this or whatever. So that was pretty much what this list is. I could probably go through it. I mean, some like technical things I really need to condense in my adverb usage. I don't think I used too many, but I wanted to like keep that as a note because I just read On Writing by Stephen King, and that was something he was talking a lot about. Kind of the other things that are more like plot based or character based just came from getting to know my characters and my plot better after writing the book and then also going back and rereading it. There are just some like loose threads that I kind of wanted to tie up a little better, or just some added things that I felt like gave the characters more depth and more to them that I think would really enhance the plot and their motivations for what they're doing. And then one of the biggest things that was one of my goals in this rewrite is to give things names. I hate naming things with a passion. I like coming up with like main character names like well enough, but truly like, and it honestly isn't until like the final draft is something that I'll actually concretely decide on someone's name. But like I was like, I have to name their town, I have to name like random like what do I even have here? I have to name like store across the street, like no. It's so, things that are so like inconsequential but apparently just like bother me. I don't know. So that was something I had to go back in, and I did do it. I had a lot of like so minor characters that I just didn't name, and I felt like it made the writing a little bit like more flimsy in some places where it was like this kid, this kid, this kid, and I was like, someone just needs to have a name. Like it doesn't matter if we never see them again. I just need like to be able to distinguish, just at the very least, just the movement of the scene. I just have to give them a name. So that's what I was working on. And I think I also added maybe 2 characters who I needed. Again, I needed to take this abstract concept of the friends or of the whatever and like put a name to the face, to the concept. So I did that, or I'm working on doing that. I've done it like so far, so now I have 3 new characters. Again, crazy. Anyways, and then probably the only other, oh no, I have 2 more other things that I am doing / will be doing. That is going to be chapter titles. When I first wrote this, I didn't write chapters at all. I essentially broke everything up by scene. Sometimes I have the brain of a screenwriter. I don't know why. So I broke everything up by scene, and then now in this rewriting process, I'm deciding, well actually I went back and I reread everything. I decided how many scenes or which scenes were going in which chapters, split it up, how many chapters I have. I looked for like the flow of the scenes and what was like a natural stopping point. I wanted to make sure my chapters were short, like generally on the shorter side. Personally, I like reading books that have shorter chapters, and I know a lot of other people do. See, now it's already changed from this list, but when I went through my first round of making chapters, when I did my first read through and figured out the sections of the chapters, I got up to 27 chapters. Now, since then, I think I've added 2 chapters, either splitting things up or adding new scenes, so things needed to be cut differently. I think I've added 2 or 3. I don't know, because I'm on chapter 13 right now. Or no, I'm not. I'm on chapter 14. Yeah, and I'm supposed to be on chapter 11 according to my old notes. So yes, I've been adding scenes, you know, and then I have to change how I'm breaking things up. So I have been doing that. And I have also been giving them titles, which I know, I just said I hate names. I hate naming things, but I really like titles. I really like the feeling I get after I finish rewriting a chapter, after I finish it and then I get to title it. It's like really exciting to me. It's really cute because I just get to pick out like the best moment or like one of my favorite things or like an inside joke about the chapter, and I make it the name, and it's really fun. And maybe they won't stay, like they definitely will probably change. Some of them I'm not as set on as others. Yeah, I really like it. It's really fun. So I'm very excited about that. And then the last like major to-do change that I'm doing in this rewrite is or that I'm not doing, but what I decided I'm going to do is I think that what I originally intended to be the epilogue is just the last chapter. I just don't think it's an epilogue. I think that it ties everything up in a very necessary way in some things, and I think that it isn't an epilogue. It's not. I just don't think it is. I think that it serves so many different purposes. Like, yeah, the like main plot of the story is concluded in most regards. That last chapter has like the conclusion of all of like the side characters' arcs, and I feel like it's so necessary, especially since I know some people don't read epilogues. I'm like, you need to read this. You need to know what the fuck is happening, because I like, it's the end of like a redemption arc. Like, there's so many things that are going on in that last chapter, and I really fucking love that last chapter. So I think I've decided it's not an epilogue. So that's my conclusion on that one. On the epilogue front, I still don't know if I love epilogues, but I have decided it's not an epilogue as right now. I think it's just a small time jump. It's like a week time jump, and I don't have any time jumps in this book, which is why that, I guess, confused me. But anywho, that's where we're at with that. So as of right now, I am on chapter 14, which I said was previously chapter 11, but you never know. And I would also like to tell you that the word count is going up, which is good, which is good. The first draft of this whole shibubu was 59,456 words. I think my goal was around 62,000 words, but more than anything was just to get the story out. That being said, I told you I'm on chapter 14, and what is around the 18,000 mark in my first draft is at the 24,000 mark in my new draft. So I am doing like I really don't want to show you because like and then I'll have to blur everything, but I essentially have like draft 1 and draft 2, and I just read and retype everything and change it, and that's just what works better for me. Like, generally, like fully rewriting something, I think allows me to like really pay attention to every single word. You know, when it comes down to it, it's tedious. It's definitely really tedious, and sometimes I'm like, I just really like this sentence, and I'll just copy it and paste it. It's a little bit easier, even if it's like one word in every sentence. It's like I have to change something, not for the sake of changing it, but just for the sake of making it a better book. So that's what's been working for me right now. I do have a projected timeline for my conclusion of the second draft. I just don't think it's going to work anymore. I kind of changed around my schedule in general with balancing YouTube and writing and my online store, and what else do I do? Reading? What else do I do? I mean, a million things. Because I kind of intended for August to be my second draft. I didn't realize how long this shit would take. Basically, each chapter takes me about 2 hours to work on, like very intensely, as long as I'm like in the zone, and I can only usually like get through like 2 chapters at most a day of like full focus for 4 hours, not even consecutively usually, and I haven't been doing that every day. I've only been doing that like every other day, so I haven't been getting through the chapters at the same pace I would if I was zero drafting or first drafting. So I just don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think I'm going to finish that where we are, because I'm filming this in the middle of August right now, so I felt like that was good time to check in. Anyways, my goal was originally to start the third draft in September, but I just don't think that's gonna happen. I think probably the most I could get done until the end of August would be to chapter 20 or so is what I'm thinking. Yeah, so I think I will probably, my goal is to hopefully finish the second act at least. My third act is the shortest of my acts, but I also now my third act needs a lot of work. There are scenes I need to add that I know I need to add. There's like too much summary in places, and I know that. So I think like my problem areas really are in the latter third-ish of the novel. So, but I did want to film this update to let you know where I am in the process. I'm still planning on working and starting on my querying in the fall. My hard set thing is probably in October, November through, you know, however long it takes. The goal is, you know, get through the month, finish this, but hopefully by the end of September I will have finished the second draft. I think I've actually changed my mind that I don't want to directly go into the second draft. I might again do like another rewrite checklist or to-do list with the things that I am thinking about, but I do want to kind of hand over the second draft to some people that I trust so that they can read it over and give me their thoughts before going into that third draft, because for me that third draft really signals like this final draft, and it's really more about editing rather than rewriting. It's less about revising, and it's more about like the mechanics of the story rather than world building and character development. Like that stuff should already be there, and that's just all about making it as polished and cohesive work as much as possible. So that's really what I'm hoping to do with that. I don't have like a good list of people that will be reading it because I don't have like a big like writer community around me that I know. Even just having like 1 or 2 other pairs of eyes on it I think will be really beneficial for it. And I think my next, I'm sorry I just cracked my knuckles, I should not have done that. My next writing update will be probably before I start draft 3. I think maybe we'll have a nice little chat about any notes that I've gotten. We can go over them together. I think that would be really interesting, and like my plan going forth into that 3rd draft area. I'm also planning on doing some research on some agents. I've been paying a lot of attention to what other authors and things that I follow have been saying about the whole querying process, and taking notes and stuff and screenshots and whatever, and trying to figure that out as well. So I think that will be a discussion for next time. I think that I might do NaNoWriMo this year. I do have an idea for a companion novel to this book. It's not fully fleshed out. I've started planning it because I was either going to do like NaNoWriMo or I was going to do it in December, which I'm not sure about. I think a companion, actually, I'm very excited about the prospect of doing a companion and being able to stay in this world and tell that story as well, like at the same time. So I am not sure. I feel like I have so many ideas, and I just like want to go back to drafting and just not even drafting. I want to like plot them out. But I really want to focus on this book. Obviously, this is like my main priority right now in general, truly, because I have such faith in the story, and I have so much love for it. I don't hate it yet, thankfully. So I'm really trying to focus on that. But I'm thinking maybe a NaNoWriMo, maybe a DecemberWriMo, but I'm thinking December I could actually just like edit it. Anyways, I'm not sure. But I'll probably figure that out by the next time we chat. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this writing update, and if you want to see more like writing updates or reading vlog, we have a lot of those. If you want to see more writing updates or writing vlogs, let me know. And as always, make sure to like comment down below anything you want to say about your writing journey. I really love reading those. It makes me very happy, and I wish you all luck on your latest writing project. And with that being said, make sure to like and subscribe to all of the things, and I'll see you in my next video.